So is that the same there? Do you have different accents when it comes to speaking in English?
Well, it's a very good question. And I'll tell you, I wasn't born in London. I was born in the north of England, near a place called Newcastle. And people from the north of England, they have different accents to people in London and all over England. And when I say England, I mean part of the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, we have England, we have Scotland, we have Wales, and we have Northern Ireland. So they're all part of the United Kingdom, and they all have different accents. And even one town next to another, people in that town will say things in a different way, a slightly different way to people in another town. And when I was growing up, I felt that if I wanted to come to London and work in London, I needed to try and change some of the words I said and the way I said them in order so people could understand me more easily. And I tried to change my accent by listening to the BBC on the radio and listening to the way that they said words and trying to say those words myself in the same way. I'll give you an example. In London, people say afternoon and they say bath, I'm going to have a bath. Whereas in the north of England, people would say afternoon, good afternoon, or I'm going to have a bath um, last night. Whereas in London, we would say last night. So we stretch our A, and our A is longer, whereas in the north, it's shorter. But then in Scotland, their language is even more different because they have their traditions and they have their heritage. So they might say to you, Jaya, hello, wee lassie, how are you today? Which is very different.
I have watched quite a few of these series, these web series and Scottish series, and heard that lassie, that way of speaking, heard that too. That's also quite fascinating, the way they speak. Now, but
Yeah.
you were telling me about different accents in UK itself. What are we supposed to do? We are not native speakers. Different kinds of accents, different pronunciations, American English, British English. What are we supposed to do? We are totally confused. For example, the word schedule or schedule. What are we supposed to say? So it is very confusing for us because there's so many different kinds of pronunciations and accents.
Mm. Well, I would have said years ago to listen to the BBC and listen to the World Service, but unfortunately, they have decided to be more diverse. So now they have lots of accents from different parts of the country and different people. So it's even harder. I think if you were to listen to, I'll try and think of an example. If you were to listen to someone like Rishi Sunak or King Charles, then you would hear the way that English is spoken correctly, clearly, in the classic way. Whereas if you listen to people who are comedians or younger people, they might say it in a way that is more modern.